Hi, my name is Tina Carby, and this is a presentation for my capstone for my MSW program at University of Waterloo. Um, I am sitting in this space that throughout this journey has actually been a grounding space for me outside, sharing in fresh air, and when I'm feeling my life is exploding due to the level of intensity from work and family and balancing school. This is where I would come, particularly when the snow was gone and the weather was nice. I would sit out here to read, do my paperwork, or just spend some time with my family. So I thought that this was the best place to kind of come and share what this journey has meant to me, where it has taken me, and where I hope it'll continue to take me. I wanted to start by, just giving a little reflection of what brought me to the MSW at University of Waterloo. Um, I had been a social worker for 10 years with my BSW, working in the medical field, and I was feeling this sense that I needed more, that my learning was at a place that was stumped, that I needed more, I needed more information. I felt almost stuck in my space. And I had researched for many years different MSW programs. And when coming across the University of Waterloo one, um, and its specialization in health was really intriguing to me because I have a love for the medical field of social work. And so, when that happened and I applied, to be honest, I was quite shocked I got in. It is a competitive program, and sometimes we don't see our value or our passion until we're accepted into something that resonates that for us. Um, so when looking to do my capstone presentation, I actually came across this by accident. I was cleaning up my shed with my daughter, and we live in an old farmhouse that was built in 1890. We came across this window, and originally the window was just the four panes, but there's a crack in the corner window of that glass. And my daughter had said to me, "Oh, we're just going to throw this out, Mummy. It's no good." And in that moment, I felt this like, why? Why throw it out? Look at it. It's still a great window. It's got a little crack in it. The paint may be cracking, but it's still a great window. And I wonder if we could repurpose it for something. So I had tucked it away for a moment, and then when reflecting on how to um, share my journey through the MSW program, the window popped up in my mind again. And so I thought, you know what? So in speaking of this window, I'm gonna reflect on many aspects of the journey through the MSW program and what I have learned and grown from. The first part was, you know, like the broken corner glass and the one pane, but the rest of the pane is still relatively intact. It reflected to me the journey of, we may look relatively good as a person, but pieces of us could be broken. And unless we, give a space to reflect on that or find the right person to share that with, we stay stuck in our journey. And that just because we may have one little broken corner doesn't necessarily mean as a whole we are broken, or that we can't continue to live life and meet the other pieces of who we are and carry that broken piece as actually a positive sign of learning or growth in who we are as a person. The other piece is the one with the colored paint. That one to me was about the diversity of this program and the things it teaches, and the diversity of the professors and the stories, the diversity of my classmates, although all social workers, all coming with different lenses and perspectives of what this journey means to them. And I reflect that on also too, like the group work we did, and that we were across the world, in a sense, of Canada, and having to do these projects together and make it work. And that distance, even though there was that distance, we felt very close. And then I reflected on that differently. And sometimes I can be sitting right beside a client and that client feel miles away. And because of their resistance or pain or discomfort or not trusting that I may be helpful when they've been in the hands of many others, and how to, work through that distance and create a space that gives them an opportunity to grow and myself to grow in their journey. um, and then the third pain, um, is about transparency, which was something that, I believed I had always been, but this course helped me to grow further in understanding transparency from a different lens. It was interesting when I was doing the picture frame and putting it together. I had used glue to create a haze on the third pane. And my daughter had said to me, "Oh, mommy, that's just going to dry clear." And I said, "No, it won't dry clear. There'll be a little bit there." And she says, "Well, what's the purpose then?" And, even in explaining to her that, as much as we think things are clear sometimes or transparent, they may not always be, because our lens are very different, our perspectives are very different. But in the end, it's about how we communicate and bring those perspectives to the table and respect the differences of opinions. So although her and I differed on this, how clear this pane of glass was, it was interesting to see that in my work, right? And then the last pane, is actually medical tape that I've weaved in a pattern on the back of the glass. Um, and that is about the weaving of the information I have learned. When I think of things like health policies class that helped me in my journey in my practicum to um, advocate, understand, and develop a policy around terminating with mental health clients, um, when they've become abusive, or when our work is no longer in a space that is helpful with the client. That the agency I worked for never had one, and they just continued to work with these clients with no guidance in regards to how we could terminate in a way that was helpful for the client. And then I think of things like weaving the information from the diagnosis class, and mental health, and when I think of the programs and evaluations course, in particular, I had been running groups at my old job for years. And that class allowed me to sit back and reflect on, you know, what really are we providing in our groups? What is the services we're giving? What is our intention? Is the programs working? Are the patients, we'd always done, evaluations through questionnaires and so forth with the patients, but is it really what the population needed? And that course really helped me to see that there's a constant need for evaluation. There's a constant need to reflect on whether something is working or not. If it's working, great. What's getting it to work? And if it's not working, um, what do we need to do to find some way to make it work? So the constant need for evaluation. Um, and then I was reflecting on the weaving of, my own space and journey of this program. And it's interesting. So I have a board here with post-it notes on it. And when I had come last year in August in my room, I had started some post-it notes. I was fearful in a positive way of what this program was going to take me and how the year was going to go. And I had started post-it notes because I very much, use post-it notes in my work with my clients. And I said, I got to model the behavior I want from them. So I started post-it notes, and I have a whole slew of them. I took them off my wall um, to show that even just doing one of those a day helped me to stay grounded, even when things were tough. My own personal health um, was really impacted this past year on top of taking the program. I was diagnosed with a major disease, and it actually helped me, I think, to really put in place the need to understand compassion and empathy, and that was resounded in one of our classes. And so, when I think of role modeling, what I want for my clients, I need to do it for myself. And I have children, and you know when I think of all the work this program has taught me and where my growth needs to go, is to remember that as a social worker, what I bring to the space is really important, because it is being watched, it is being impacted on others. And so, to lastly share what that journey is that Mother's Day this year, my 12-year-old gave me my gift, and the gift was this. Was a board that said, I love you, with all of these little mementos and little sayings. And, it showed me that, our children are impactful on us, and our clients are, and this program has been. And I will carry this program in a way of reminding me of my constant need to learn, and that when I feel stuck, seek out that information, seek out what I need. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to challenge. Don't be afraid to advocate. Um, and that, we need to always be rejuvenating the old. We don't have to get rid of everything, but always being cognizant of what is working and what we need to tweak, what we need to evaluate as something that is helpful for us or for hurtful for us, um, and our clients. And so, in my self-care journey of trying to manage and balance all of what this program has given to me, I'm very thankful for it. I think it came at the right time in my life, where my personal journey and growth matched my professional learning and growth. And I'm very thankful for that.